What the voice Alum Morgan Wallen's recent sentencing means for his career. Since its debut in 2011, the beloved singing competition, The Voice has produced some of the biggest stars in the music industry. Think Cassidy Pope, Melanie Martinez, and the late Christina Grimmie. But as with every music show out there, it's not always the winners who make it big on the show. Morgan Wallen is one such example. The American country singer who competed on the show's sixth season, The Voice Season 6, was initially part of Usher's team before switching to Adam Levine's in the battle rounds. Though Wallen's voice turned heads, he was eliminated during the playoffs, far from winning it all. Still, the exposure helped him land a career in country music. Wallen went on to release hits like Whiskey Glasses and Dangerous, the double album, which shattered records and solidified his place in the country's mainstream. But his success hasn't come without controversy. His personal life has been really messy and ugly, with multiple scandals, including racial slurs, tarnishing his public image. Despite the backlash, Wallen's music continues to top the charts, proving that in the music world, talent and controversy often go hand in hand. Following is Morgan Wallen going to jail? It's always surprising to see celebrities going off the rails after tasting fame. This seems to have been the case with Wallen, who was arrested in Nashville on April 7, 2024, after he allegedly threw a chair off the roof of a six-story bar. The chair landed about a yard away from the officers who arrested Wallen on the spot and charged him with disorderly conduct and reckless endangerment. Eyewitnesses reported he was laughing while pushing it off the roof. While Wallen was completely wasted when he threw the chair, he fully cooperated with the authorities once he was caught. In fact, during his December 12, 2024 hearing, he pleaded guilty to the charges. Now, whether this was an attempt to save face and take his punishment as it came, or if Wallen has changed for the better, remains yet to be seen. The judge has sentenced the country singer to 7 days of incarceration at a DUI education center. Wallen also has to remain on 2 years of probation, along with paying a $350 fine and court fees, according to BBC News. But while Wallen is going to jail for his reckless behavior, and considering that he has had a series of increasingly rash incidents lately, it won't be long before he lands himself in a situation like this again, although we really hope it does not happen. Wallen was one of those contestants from The Voice for whom the contestants were genuinely rooting. Early on in his career, he had hits like Up Down and his 2018 single Whiskey Glasses, which was certified 9 times platinum. In fact, in a lot of ways, he was actually doing better than Season 6 winner Josh Kaufman, who kind of faded into the background. His frequent run-ins with the law have left him looking rather incapable. It all started when he was arrested for public intoxication and disorderly conduct charges back in May 2020. While the charges were eventually dropped, his irresponsible behavior seems to have only escalated. After the first arrest, Wallen was under a lot of fire for breaking COVID-19 protocols and partying right before he was set to perform on Saturday Night Live in 2020. And just when things were picking up for him after his album Dangerous debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 album in January 2021, Wallen started spiraling down once again. Morgan Wallen, a country music sensation and former contestant on The Voice, has had his career defined by both astronomical success and a series of controversies. His latest legal sentencing has once again thrust him into the public eye, leading to widespread speculation about what this means for his career. To understand how this development could impact Wallen's future, it is important to consider both the circumstances surrounding his sentencing and the broader trajectory of his professional life. The rise and fall of a country star, Wallen first caught the nation's attention as a contestant on The Voice in 2014, where his unique voice and natural charisma hinted at a promising future in country music. Though he didn't win the competition, his exposure on the show set the stage for a rapid rise to stardom. Wallen soon signed with a record label and began releasing music, with songs like Whiskey Glasses and Chasin' You gaining traction in country radio and streaming platforms. His fusion of traditional country sounds with elements of rock and pop helped him cultivate a broad fan base. However, Wallen's career has not been without its bumps. In 2020 and 2021, he faced multiple controversies, including an arrest for public intoxication and disorderly conduct, and a highly publicized incident in which he was caught on camera using a racial slur. After the racial slur incident, Wallen faced significant backlash from the music industry and fans alike. He was dropped from several major radio stations, suspended by his record label, and barred from major award shows. For a time, it seemed as though Wallen's career might be over, as the fallout was swift and severe. Yet, in a turn of events that surprised many, Wallen's fan base remained largely supportive, and his album sales continued to soar despite the controversy. His album Dangerous, the double album, became one of the best-selling albums of 2021, and he embarked on a successful tour shortly thereafter. His resilience in the face of adversity seemed to prove that his popularity was unlikely to be diminished by personal or legal missteps. The recent sentencing fast-forward to the present, and Wallen finds himself once again at a crossroads following his recent legal sentencing. While details of the case have been reported widely, it is essential to examine the circumstances of the sentencing and the broader cultural context. This latest legal matter stems from a misdemeanor offense, with Wallen receiving probation and community service as part of his sentence. Although the offense was relatively minor in the grand scheme of criminal charges, its timing and public nature have reignited discussions about Wallen's behavior and accountability. Some in the industry have expressed concern that Wallen's legal troubles, while not career-ending, could lead to longer-term consequences for his professional reputation. Others argue that Wallen's latest sentencing is simply another chapter in a long list of controversies that he has weathered with surprising success. Fans of Wallen, many of whom have stood by him during previous scandals, are likely to continue supporting his music and attending his concerts. His loyal base of followers views him as a flawed but relatable figure, someone whose personal missteps do not detract from his artistic talent. The cultural divide Wallen's career, particularly in the wake of his latest sentencing, underscores a broader cultural divide in both country music and American pop culture. On one hand, there are those who believe that Wallen's legal issues and previous controversies should disqualify him from continued success in the music industry. On the other hand, there are those who argue that his talent and the quality of his music should be the primary focus, rather than his personal failings. This divide is reflective of a larger societal conversation about celebrity accountability and redemption. Some public figures, after committing transgressions, are offered opportunities for redemption and a path toward rehabilitation. Others are not. Wallen's ability to continue releasing chart-topping music, despite his controversies, suggests that he falls into the former category. This raises important questions about the role of fandom in shaping the trajectory of a celebrity's career, as well as the extent to which personal actions should affect professional opportunities. What this means for his career, given the precedent Wallen has set with previous controversies, it is likely that his career will weather this latest storm. His sentencing may lead to a temporary dip in media appearances or corporate partnerships, but his fan base is unlikely to waver. In fact, Wallen's ability to survive scandal after scandal may further endear him to a segment of the country music audience that values authenticity and resilience over political correctness or image management. That said, Wallen must be careful moving forward. While his career has proven to be remarkably durable, each controversy chips away at the goodwill he has built with his audience. If he continues to find himself entangled in legal or public relations crises,